French-born but Moroccan legend. Onyeto forward for Tanzania. El Ainoui back into midfield where it's brought under control by Miroshi. Hoofed forward and away by Aguer. Recovered in midfield though. Here's Feitoto. Now if Tanzania are to stand a chance of upsetting Morocco today and fulfill that underdog tag, you'd have to believe that Feitoto is the man that Tanzania will look to.
No, definitely, he have to step up, but you can see it's early to say, but you know, the compactness that they bring into the first 3 minutes of the game is showing that, you know, they came to play and they didn't come to give space for the Moroccan players.
Good control from Onyeto. Abdallah alongside him, brings composure defensively. Mwalimu all the way back to Miroshi, who goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Masalanga. Onyeto drifting out wide again. One of these Singida Black Stars players. Job, long ball, Mwalimu's off after it, support toward the back post as well. Tanzania looking to strike early and somehow failing to connect and direct that goal bound, but a glorious opportunity for the Taifa Stars to take an early lead.
That's what I've told you, Dwayne. You know, they can create their chances. They've done it in the previous games that they had in the round stages, but the most important thing is getting it. You saw the hustle, he went behind the defender, you know, but it's a wrong decision for me. Decision making, you know, he could have pulled the ball back. There are two incoming players that could easily just hit, you know, or tap the ball on target.
Simon Msuva seeing the ball deflect off his head but not goal bound. Msuva, a star in his own right, the only Tanzanian player to score at multiple Africa Cup of Nations editions, is Abdallah Hamad under pressure. Back to Masalanga. He's a goalkeeper who's earned his stripes, he's earned his chance in this national team. There's no hype about him, it's just hard work. Msuva cuts inside, outside, bumped off the ball. Referee says play on. Little shoulder to shoulder with Hakimi. Now Brahim Diaz. What will Morocco do in transition today? Brahim Diaz has been outstanding, so too Saibari, who looks for the pass to El-Kabi, but a slight deflection sees Tanzania claim possession. Mabula back to his captain.
They're getting those chances, they're getting those spaces. You see the difference when a team comes out and set up with the 3-5-2 formation or the 3-4-3 formation. If the manager didn't study the team pretty well, they struggle. You can see in the first, 5 minutes of the game, it seems like the Moroccans are struggling with the wing-back players surging forward.
So Nonga and Hussein. Morocco have it back, cut back into a little bit of space, an opportunity potentially, but a decent moment of commitment from Dixon Job, who brings aggression to the defensive setup, puts in the challenge. Mwalimu holds it up, Hakimi recovers, momentum lost, Feitoto now, out wide. Delivery to come, Mabula, and worked away as Messina, the Italian-based defender, steers it out for the throw into Tanzania.
That's the pace that you're talking about that we're going to see in this game. Just first 6 minutes of the game, you can see how the tempo of the game is being played.
Alphonse Mabula doing much to help the attack for Miguel Angel Gamondi's side. The Tanzania head coach, only brought in a month before the start of this tournament, as a caretaker capacity. So early intensity from both these sides, to be fair. Tanzania are certainly not playing with any fear of their reputation against their more illustrious opponents and hosts.
When it comes to the knockout stage, when there is no underdog, it's just you play for 90 minutes, play for one. And for a team, anybody that saw the first 3 games that they had know that they are no pushover at all.
So there's no underdog.
We have gone past that stage that you talk about an underdog.
If I ask you later about Nigeria against Mozambique tomorrow, as we look back,
we got the cylinders.
Mabula has possession. Nonga, though, concedes the free kick after felling Mazraoui. There's Hajim Nonga. Brings a lot of structure. He was at Portsmouth for 16 years. Came through the academy ranks. Brings a lot of structure and discipline. He's a hard player, though.
He is.
Ball out wide. Another opportunity potentially for Morocco to burst into that final third. Cut back, the header. Little scramble by Masalanga does enough to disrupt a goal-scoring chance for Morocco. A little cutback from Ezal Zuli, but fended away nicely by Masalanga ahead of Saibari.
Yeah, all right there.
Injured Azizuddin Unai sit watching on, both out through injury today. There's a few concerns for Tanzania as well. The goalkeeper Yaqub Ali, who might very well have been first choice in this tournament, is out through injury, and so too Maurice Abraham, the midfielder. Masalanga looks to bowl that ball up towards halfway line. There have been a few questions about his distribution, and
he just showed it right there.
What he does do is he brings calmness under pressure, great communication, and a goalkeeper who's earned his stripes. That ball straight into the back of Elainoui, and it's allowed Mwalimu to claim possession. Feitoto, great space. Mabula now, quickly out wide. Dixon Job, just in front of Mwanyetto. Momentum lost, but regathered by Masalanga, the goalkeeper. Here's Abdallah. Miroshi calling for it. Now, Miroshi tends to dictate the tempo for Tanzania when they are on the up and when they're in the ascendancy, but you just wonder how much time they're going to have on the ball today.
But he's always there. Whenever you see him, he's always free, always having that, diagonal movement, asking for the ball.
He's one of the few European-based players in this Tanzanian squad. Now campaigning in Turkey, Göztepe. Mazraoui will chip it over the top. Saibari chasing, left behind by Ezal Zuli as well. Saibari in possession, into space. Brahim Diaz has gone central, waiting for the ball to come his way. Elainoui. So to Bilal El Khanous, and it's gone out towards Hakimi on the near side. Here's Brahim Diaz again, seeking a way beyond his marker. Feitoto, play on, says the referee. Brahim Diaz, Hakimi back inside. Bilal El Khanous straight down the centre now. A chance for Elainoui to strike, and he goes high.
They were calling for an appeal of a handball. It looks like it, but the assistant and the referee didn't see that. But they did everything right, the combination play. But unfortunately, he couldn't hit the ball, on target.
The one player in Morocco's outfield who's never scored an international goal is the player who took the shot. Not ideal in that sense. Elias Bin Zahir watching on. But Elainoui is one of only 3 players who's played every minute of this tournament for Morocco, and he's been thoroughly impressive, despite being asked to play different roles as well, from a wide position to a defensive midfield role when Amrabat was dropped for their final group game against Zambia.
Yeah, we've seen records being broken, so why not?
So just over 10 minutes gone, goalless it remains. Morocco 0, Tanzania 0 in this round of 16 tie. El-Kabi comes deep to collect out wide. Here's Ezal Zuli, back into Mazraoui. He too can play anywhere across the back line.
When you see mistakes like that, it's the compactness of the team that makes you have those kind of mistakes. And the first 12 minutes of the game, I think if you are a Tanzanian fan, you will be encouraged with what you've seen.
Well, there's Sulemani Mwalimu. He turns 20 in 2 weeks' time. But his parent club is Wydad of Casablanca, although he's now back in Tanzania playing on loan at Simba. Suva goes down under the challenge of Aguerd. Free kick to Tanzania. They don't advance the ball. Masalanga looking to work this ball forward. Mazraoui and Nonga coming together again. Mabula looking to challenge as Saibari drops deep to collect. Bunu. Brahim Diaz caught from behind at a very awkward angle, and we'll see the first yellow card of the game.
Ibrahim Abdullah Hamad, the 28-year-old.